You know, while I'm out there, and they went to the house. Somebody had you and the cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. Stand up for mine. You better believe it, 'cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Don't push me on the edge, boy. 'Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. 'Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. I'm giving you a chance, you see boy. The devil in a glance, boy. The devil in a glance, I can knock you out your pants, boy. Knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. And this is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house.
I got a girl inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep. So it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep. Especially this day and age, gotta handle shit our own way. With a 30-30 or 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too, picking up every shell case, mopping up these blood stains, but she ain't seen a damn thing. Most of my people are convicts, hard-headed, no nonsense. So please approach with caution. You never know who's watching. You never know what's on the other side of that front door, and you knocking. Might step out like motherfuckers get the dropping. All the neighbors heard was the dogs barking. The sun was down, it was getting dark, and I told the sheriff it ain't no problems, man. I was just taking out the garbage. So if you don't mind, please excuse me. I'm with the family trying to watch a movie. I'm sure you got better things to do, so I'll let you go and get back to duty.
Coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. From here, then you won't understand. This is my country. This is who I am.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is round number 3 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Tonight we come to the longest dirt track we have on the service, USA International Speedway, 3/4 of a mile, mid 22 seconds. They are turning 22.6s, 22.7s. Brett Wheeler with you for the call once again here on this Monday evening as a doubleheader for the midgets, and then of course the big blocks will be up in about probably an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes time. Of course, once we get out of here, we'll go over to the big blocks. But more importantly, tonight, round number 3 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship presented by New Zealand Sim Racing. We'll bring up the qualifying results here in just a moment. So the qualifying times will be shown very quickly there on your left of your screen. Joshua Walton, 22.616. As qualifying is officially done and dusted, we will bring up those results for you right now to take a look at how these drivers will line up in their 5 respective heat races. So Joshua Walton is the man that went quick time with the 22.616. Harry Stewart, Darcy Wilson, Alec Inslee and Matt McCutcheon make up your top 5. In fact, we'll see 4 heats on the program. I apologise, I thought we were having 5, but we're going to have 4. Top 2 will go through to the main event, and they'll also go through to the dash as well as we take a look at heat race number 1. Your starting grid, and they will line up like this. Joshua Walton starts on the pole position to the outside of the front row. For Team Billabong, that's Minimac of Matt McCutcheon. Tom Storr in car number 41 roll off at a position number 3. Dion DeGraff lines up at a position number 4 for Team SimBlacks. Position number 5 is going to be Ayrton Smith. Then Peter Honeywell, the 39, will line up at a position number 7 Position number 6. Position number 7 is going to be Craig Silby. Dylan Cook lines up at a position number 8. Position, I'm getting ahead of myself. Position number 9, that's Cale James. Callum Pratt lines up at a position number 10. Campbell Richards will start from position number 11. Position number 12, Taylor Bryan. And Matthew Stables scheduled to line up at a position number 13. I can confirm that Taylor Bryan did not make the call, unfortunately. So that will put him, well, unless he comes out onto the racetrack, that'll put him locked towards a D main. We'll see if we're ready for a start. Does the pace truck, will it go infield? No, it's going to stay on the racetrack one more time. So we'll go around one more time. Get a big thank you to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand. Of course, New Zealand Sim Racing as well for putting on these events. And there is a new one that I'll just get to you here in a second. Speed Nation. Big thank you to, of course, Speed Nation coming on board with the SimBlacks National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. And the that's what it is, so it seems. I was like, sew it up, so it seems. So it seems, Customer Poultries. Here we go. Heat race number 1. Getting ready to fly here at USA International Speedway, 3/4 of a mile. 22, we're probably doing 23 second lap times later on towards the program. Green flag is out. Heat number 1, round number 3 of the National Midget Championship. We got one car going around. That was Peter Honeybell. We go 3 wide. Look at Dion de Graaf. Comes right through the middle of the racetrack. He will take over position number 2. McCutcheon will lead him. Some contact. Campbell Richards going around. Honeywell back to the pits. Lap number 1 of 8 is in the books. De Graaf runs in 2nd. Smith runs in 3rd. Your quick time and pole sitter, Joshua Walton, sits back there in position number 5. That's the black and pink. Car number 81 moves up to position number 4. He got by Craig Silby in car number 35. Silby through the middle of the racetrack. Battle behind him as they nearly go 3 wide with Dylan de Cook and Tom Storr. Callum Pratt catches the inside concrete wall. Now here comes Joshua Walton. Up the inside, the left front catches the grass. The front end picks up. He bounces the car through turns 1. Gathers it back up and now looks to the inside of Anton Smith. This is for a starting position on pole for tonight's B main. Should whoever finish 3rd in heat race number 1, if you finish in the top 2, oh, you're going to go to the dash, but you'll also go straight to the 30 lap main event later on tonight. So still plenty of racing. No yellows in heat racing action. No yellows in the consolation races. You'll only see admin cautions in the main event tonight, which of course consists of 2 or more cars involved. Walton to the inside of de Graaf. De Graaf will have it at the start finish line. 4 down and 4 to run. Slide job comes out by Walton. De Graaf turns it back underneath him. This is a good battle for the transfer position. Meanwhile, Ayrton Smith, Dylan Cook starting to conjure up a battle as we work down into turn number 3. Cook in that 8 machine goes to the inside on Smith. They work wheel to wheel down the front stretch. Now Walton, well, he's gotten by Dion de Graaf and now sets his sights on the back of the 00 for Team Billabong. That's Matt McCutcheon. Can't really call him Mini Mac again. I think he's grown up a bit, so we're going to have to call him just a Mac, because he's not quite old enough to be a Big Mac just yet. We've got 2 to go. And again, we stay watch at this battle on screen between Dylan Cook and Anton Smith. The Smith goes hard into the concrete wall. That one doesn't move. And that might be a bitter pill to swallow. As there is Matt McCutcheon. So many times he's been in victory lane over the course of the New Zealand Sim Racing seasons, whether it goes back to R Factor or here on the racing.com servers. We work down the back straight away, down into turn number 3 for the final time. Heat number 1 of 4 about to be complete. Again, he'll just roll right through the slick nose, and he doesn't have to do anything at the moment, nothing silly. And it's going to be Matt McCutcheon getting the win. Second will go to Joshua Walton. Yes, they are the healthy ones, Patsy. Got them from your old man. They're the good stuff too. Heat number 1 results coming up on screen. Matt McCutcheon gets the win from Joshua Walton. Dion DeGraff in third. Dylan Cook, Tom Storr round out your top 5. Craig Silby, Callum Pratt, Cale James, Ayrton Smith, Matthew Stables, Peter Honeybell, and Taylor Bryant. The 13 drivers. Heat number 2 will line up like this. Another 13 cars set to take to the racetrack. Harry Stewart will start from pole position. Matthew Johnston lines up at a position number 2. Position number 3, it's going to be Aaron Hodgson to the outside out of row number 2. From position number 4, it's Mark Horton. Trent Wade lines up at a position number 5. Marco Giltrap lines up from the 6th starting position. Luke Wilson lines up at a position number 7. Hunter Robb will start from position number 8. Brian McIntyre will start from position number 9. 10th is Jack Groenwald. Nathan Kane lines up at a position number 11. Hayden Vickers from position number 12. And Xavier Simmons lining up from position number 13. So there's a nice little aerial shot of USA International Raceway. Again, 3/4 of a mile. And as you can see by, that's not even half the track that you're seeing right now. There's still, still 3 and 4 in the back half of the back straight and the front half of the front stretch. So as you can see, it's quite large. And we'll see if we are going to be ready to go. See if we're going to be ready to go green out of turn number 4 or weather. We'll send him around one more time. We'll see what the pace truck does. If it goes infield, well, hey, hats off. Bob's your uncle. And if Bob's not your uncle, he might be your dad, or he might even be your brother. Don't care what he is. Bob's the name. And no, we're going to stay going around one more time. Okay, don't forget, double header for tonight, round number 3 of the Worth Australia Big Block Modifieds later on. Again, like I said, in about probably an hour and a half's time. We're going to get through heats 2, 3, and 4, followed by a B main, a C main. I'm going to say a D main. I don't think we'll have enough for an E main, but who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. Terry Stewart, the man who will lead us down the back straight away from pole position. Finished runner-up at Cedar Lake Speedway, then picked up the win last week in round number 2. What will be installed for that United Sim Sports Titan Garages number 11 machine? Will he find a 3rd place? Will he find another podium? Will it be another win? He's also looking for a 3-peat. 3 in a row would be Harry Stewart should he get the National Midget Championship, but there's a long way to go. We've still got, including tonight, another 16 rounds as well. We're green flag in heat number 2. And immediately, the drivers went 2 and 3 wide through turns 1 and 2 as they start to spread themselves out just a little bit. Down the back straight away. Look at Aaron Hodgson. Big time slider down into 1 and 2. Johnston, he's gone to Cole's, got some dip as he now works back to the inside. As there is again the battle for the transfer position. There goes Horton. Trying to work to the outside in car number 86. Just in front of him, the 48 to Matthew Johnston, who started on pole. Down to the bottom goes Horton. And no, Horton in fact going to go through the middle. That's Johnston who dove down to the inside. Stewart continues to lead lap number 3. 2 down and 6 to go. There's Horton, Marco Giltrap there, that Team Billabong number 20 machine. Look, Marco, I don't know how I feel with those purple rims. With the purple number with the blue and white car, but tell you what, if you like it, we're going to roll with it. And speaking of rolling with it, here comes Trent Way. Trying to show the way. Oh, car into the wall. That's going to be Aaron Hodgson. As there goes Giltrap now to the inside on Way. Way going to fall back to position number 5, as although the both drivers moved up a position, courtesy of Aaron Hodgson going back to the pits after contact with that front stretch wall. And that'll be Matthew Johnston, who originally started outside the front row. He's now back up to position number 2. Boy, oh boy, Xavier Simmons. That's really cutting it fine. I thought we were playing iRacing. It's iRacing simulator, not lawn mowing simulator. He really cut the grass down into turn number 1. 5 down at the start-finish line. Stewart continues to lead the way from Matthew Johnston by about 7/10 of a second. It might feel like about 3 miles in this one. There goes Way and Simmons. Both cutting the grass down into turn number 1. It's the only time they probably could cut the grass before it gets a little too dangerous. 2 to run. Simmons trying to dive bomb up the inside. Meanwhile, here comes Mark Horton. Was closing in there on Matthew Johnston. We've got 2 to go. That's still a mile and a half. Still got plenty of racetrack left here at USA. Harry Stewart, penultimate lap about to be in the books as he will greet the white flag. 1 lap left to run at Titan Garages. Number 11 machine. He's been near perfect in the opening 2 weeks, a second and a first, and all on the other shoe there is Alec Inslee, who's at a first and a second. So if those 2 drivers continue to dominate the standings throughout the course of the season, it's going to become who will be the more consistent driver. Heat number 2 is done. Harry Stewart wins from Matthew Johnston. Second, Mark Horton. Third, Marco Giltrap. Fourth, Trent Wagon around that top 5. Then you go back to Xavier Simmons, who went +7. From 13th up to position number 6, Jack Groenwald. In 7th, Hunter Robb, Nathan Kane, and Hayden Vickers unofficially rounding out your top 10. 11th will go to Brian McIntyre, Hunter Robb, and Aaron Hodgson, who unfortunately went upside down just past the halfway stage of heat number 2. Heat number 3, so we've got exactly 50 cars signed into the pit area. Heat number 3 lines up like this. Darcy Wilson on pole. Graham Smith in there in that 24 will start from position number 2. Position number 3 is Caden Barker. Position number 4 is going to be Mitch Fabish. Position number 5 will be Mitchell Sparrow. Outside of him from position at number 6, it's going to be Stefan Adams. Position number 7, it's Murray Howell. Position number 8, Cooper Wilson. Position number 9, Brock Gilchrist. Position number 10, that's Caleb Beecroft. Position number 11, Bailey Leeson. And position number 12, it's Joel Berkeley. Hello, SJB. We are live on Twitch, by the way, too, SJB, just in case. Like I said, I know we took it off Twitch for quite a while, but we're back on Twitch. Back on all 3, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we'll see how we go for heat number 3. Just looking at... just getting on board with a few things that is going on around the joint. Again, a big night. A big day tomorrow as well with the top split racing for the 410 Wing Sprint Car Pro Qualifying Series. But again, we'll talk more about that one during the broadcast of the Worth Australia Big Block Modified Series. Well, looks like we're going to go green on the front stretch. Caden Barker, I don't mind that green. We go 2 by 2. Keep an eye on Berkeley. He's going to come through the field. Smith trying to work to the inside. Mitch Fabish in caliber 95. Smith ducks low down into turns 3, but no, it's going to be the door being slammed shut there by Darcy Wilson. Meanwhile, here comes Barker to the inside, trying to get 2 for the price of 1. Down into turn number 1 again, cuts the grass. Slides up. Here comes Fabish. Fabish going to lose a position to Caden Barker and Cooper Wilson in the 14. Started outside the road 3 up to position number 5. Keep an eye on Berkeley. Started 12th. He's up to position number 8. He missed last week, but he ran in a podium, a position number P3 at Cedar Lake Speedway. Wilson still leads from Smith, Barker, and Fabish. Fabish now to the inside. Slide job, Cooper Wilson. Well, he says, well, lead all of my right rear in that number 14 machine. And Barker done well. He only lost the position. May lose 2. Here comes a slide job. Nice little bark on the nose. And meanwhile, Stefan Adams in the 16 machine says, well, you know what? You boys have some contact. You guys are up. And I'm going to move on through. Here comes Berkeley. Look at Berkeley in the number 9 machine. And Cooper Wilson goes around. And he's going to go upside down. And some might say Well, comes a you-know-what. Look out, there is Adams. Berkeley. Adams made contact with Barker. Barker's got a green machine. It's not like he can miss the car, boys. Barker and Berkeley shut the door. Berkeley forces it back open. Look out, there's Adams. Sparrow now coming into the picture. Parker going to lose a number of positions. 1, 2, and 3. Wilson, Smith, and Fabish. Berkeley's up to position number 4. Sparrow in the 669 machine. The Mobile 1 entry. 2.5 to go as we watch down the back straight away. In fact, there is your second place driver just behind your race leader by 0.6 of a second. Darcy Wilson from Graham Smith and Mitch Fabish. Again, the big slider line coming out from Graham Smith. We'll see if we can reel in your race leader just to the left of your screen, who now moves out of screen. And there is your race leader in car number 5, the United SimSports number 5 entry. White flag is out. 4 turns to go, 3/4 of a mile. Yeah, about 22.5 seconds. We'll see what kind of lap times these drivers did there on the previous lap. Smith was a 10th, well, just under a 10th quicker. But it shouldn't matter all that much because into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4, it's going to be Darcy Wilson going to the show along with Graham Smith. Mitch Fabish will go to a B main along with John Berkeley. Mitchell Sparrow will come home 5th. 6th will be Stefan Adams, Caden Barker, Brock Gilchrist, Caleb Beecroft, Murray Howe, Bailey Leeson, and Cooper Wilson unofficially going to make up your 12 drivers in heat number 3. Heat number 4, and before we get there, let me just type something up, hang on. There we go. That's what I want. So Wilson, Smith going to the show and going to the dash. Fabish, Berkeley, Adams, your top 5. Barker, Beecroft, Howe, Leeson, Sparrow, Gilchrist, and Wilson will go to consolation races. Heat number 4. It's Alec Inslee again, who's had a first and a second in the first 2 weeks. We'll start on pole. Regan Edwards from position number 2. Excuse me. James McDonald out of position number 3. Leo Heaton from position number 4, Ricky Brett from position number 5. Jordan McDonnell lines up at a position number 6. Sam Waddell lines up at a position number 7. Max Donnelly at a position number 8. Marcus Scott from 9. Corey Crossan at a position number 10. Kyran Tamada from position number 11. And Aaron Hatton from position number 12. Heat number 4. Fourth and final heat before your consolation races. You're watching the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing here at USA International Speedway. And we're on the way. And, well, the trend continues with a lot of the drivers using that bottom side, using the grass. And you've seen a number of drivers the left side. Tyres just pick up, but they got it back settled out through 1 and 2. And as we work out of turn number 4, lap number 1 belongs to Alec Inslee. Regan Edwards sits in second position. I think Regan had a third place last week as well at Lanier. James McDonald runs in third position. Now I'm going to go shuffle back to 4th as Jordan McDonnell in car number 34. He got 2 for the price of 1. Oh, look out. Edwards into the back of Inslee. Nearly 3 wide for positions 3, 4, and 5. Heaton under some pressure from James McDonald. McDonald goes on by. Keep an eye on Ricky Brett. Here comes Jordan McDonnell. Slide job. Oh, right rear to left front. Regan Edwards goes around. And there may be consequences for the 34 machine. We'll let race control deal with that one. To the bottom goes James McDonald on Jordan McDonnell. Will there be a post-race penalty? We'll have to wait and see. So, what could be the potential battle for the final transfer position, but we'll call it as position number 3 and 4 for the time being. Alec Ensley still your race leader from Jordan McDonnell, from James McDonald, Leo Heaton and Ricky Brett make up your top 5. Heaton now back underneath McDonald. Here comes Brett, nose to tail down the back straightaway. Working on 3 laps left to run. Here at USA, your 4th and final heat race of the night. Alec Ensley, just like Harry Stewart has been in the opening couple of weeks, they have had a real dominant race car. And can they continue the trend? Ricky Brett now in car number 46. Trying to put the right side tyres in the loose stuff in the marbles upstairs. Cutback line for the 45 of James McDonald as McDonald tries to run down Leo Heaton again for positions 3 and 4, but what could essentially be your final transfer position. And this too, almost a 3-car battle right now. If McDonald and Brett are able to catch up to the back of the 26 of Heaton, it could just be in for a good one. White flag is in the air for Alec Ensley. In car number 2, McDonnell, half a second, make it 0.6 of a second behind him as we work down into turn number 3. Very shortly out of turn number 4. Checkered flag and a fly in heat number 4. Heat racing is complete here at USA in the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. So that will conclude heat racing action. We'll now move on to, we'll have a look here at your starting grid in a second because, actually we don't need to see because we know the top 6 are going to go through. It's going to be a case of whether we have a D main, an E main. And I think we might skip the E, but again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll probably go into a D main as... No, we are going to go into an E main, so still we're going to eliminate some drivers from this one. Top 6 will go through. Alec Ensley, Jordan McDonnell go through to the main event. So no post-race penalty for McDonnell. Is he going to survive that one? Heaton, McDonald, Waddell, your top 5. Brett, Donnelly, Hatton, Scott, Cressan, Taumata, and Edwards will be going through to consolation races. Your E-Main, 13 cars scheduled to take to the racetrack. We'll take the top 6, we'll lock them into your D-Main. Let's fix something up here. Let's have it like that, shall we? SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. There we go. Luke Wilson and Mitchell Sparrow, row 1. Corey Cossan and Matthew Stables in row 2. Brian McIntyre, Brock Gilchrist in row 3. Row 4, Kyran Taumata and Peter Honeybell. Row 5, Hunter Robb and Cooper Wilson. Row 6, Regan Edwards and Taylor Bryant. And row 7 by himself is Aaron Hodgson. This will be one to watch. Who is going to try and run the alphabet soup? An E main, a D main, C main, your B main, a dash, and then your A main. So still a lot of racing to come. I think it's 10 laps. Is the distance? No, it's going to be 12s. And we're green flagged in your E-Main. And if you're not in the top 6, well, it'll be time to pack it up and get ready for round number 4 next week as we work down into 3 and 4. Luke Wilson, your race leader. Cressan on the inside of that all-black number 47 machine. The 669 of Sparrow in that Mobile 1 entry. Holds on to position number 2. He'll go to the middle of the racetrack, slide it up. Just try and get below that cushion or below the marbles. Meanwhile, Matthew Stables in the 50 machine. Up to position number 4, Brock Gilchrist. Aaron Hodgson, keep an eye on him. In car 51, that team BSL Racing. 51 machine. He stays low. And Hodgson from 13th from dead last to position number 4. He was quick in his heat race. Oh, look out, comes up across the nose of Corey Krasan in the 47. Sparrow, meanwhile, trying to run down Luke Wilson. There's 0.2 of a second as they work into turns 3 and 4. And again, we keep an eye at what is now this battle here between Brian McIntyre and Cooper Wilson. This is for that 6th and final transfer position. Wilson goes for the slider. McIntyre, will he turn it back underneath him? Yeah, you know he's gone to the supermarket. He's got some French onion dip as he works back to the inside. Down the front, down the back straightaway, turns 3 and 4. Lap number 4 is in the books. Meanwhile, again, it's, well, 2.5 tenths of a second. Just under 3/10 of a second. For Cooper Wilson over Mitchell Sparrow. Third is Aaron Hodgson. He sits 1 second behind Mitchell Sparrow. And he's only got 3/10 of a second back to Matthew Stables. So again, one little mistake. So again, the question will be asked, and we'll leave it in the race control's hands. Will there be any post-race penalties for Hodgson? Luke Wilson in caliber 9, still your race leader. You're watching Brock Gilchrist in that number 10 machine. Trying to get by Matthew Stables. That's 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Halfway down and halfway left to run in your E-main. In the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, round number 3 here at USA. And again, this is the biggest track we have on the iRacing.com service. 3/4 of a mile in distance. So that's a long one. That's Hunter Robin, that 211 machine. You got all sorts of way upstairs on the exit of turn number 4. So Wilson runs the slider line into turns 3. Four laps left to run in your E-main. It's still the 9 of Luke Wilson from Mitchell Sparrow. Matthew Stables. That's your top 3. Stables has got 2/10 of a second. Back to Brock Gilchrist in caliber 10. That team Billabong number 10 machine. They've already got Minimac, Matt McCutcheon locked directly into the show. At this stage, they're going towards a B-main. Slide job coming out from Gilchrist, but Stables turns it back underneath him. Gilchrist tries to get a run on the outside. This is your battle for positions 3 and 4. This time it's Stables going to throw the slide job into 3. So a bit of a tennis match going on now from these two drivers. 2 to run. If it goes the way it's gone over the last lap, you would think Stables will have the advantage out of turn number 4. But as out of turn 2, it's Gilchrist. Not for long. Stables has got him down into turn 3. He'll slide up, and now this 2-car battle now turns into a 3-car battle because Cooper Wilson is going to try and throw his hat into the mix into this 3-car battle. And this is just for a better starting position in tonight's D-main. 3 wide out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Cooper Wilson. Meanwhile, Luke Wilson out of turn number 4. Luke Wilson going to be victorious. He will win your E-main. Sparrow comes home in second. Third of the line is going to be Cooper Wilson. And Brock Gilchrist and Matthew Stables. There is very little in it between the pair. Regan Edwards going to come home 4th position. And we will take a look at your official results. The top 6 drivers going through. Those drivers will be Luke Wilson, Mitchell Sparrow, Cooper Wilson, your top 3. Brock Gilchrist edges out Matthew Stables by 8 1/1000ths of a second to come home 4th and 5th. And Regan Edwards will come home in that 6th and final transfer spot for McIntyre, Talmata, Robb, Honeybell, Hodgson, Bryant, and Krasan. So Hodgson did get a... I'm not sure what happened to him there at the end, but he's going to finish all the way in the back. So 7th on back. He's going to go through to the pit area, and they will not take any further part in your third round of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Your D-main cars on the racetrack, Nathan Kane and Murray Howell will start from positions number 1 and 2. Aaron Hatton and Cale James from positions 3 and 4. 5 and 6 will be Hayden Vickers and Bailey Leeson. 7th is going to be Marcus Scott, Ayrton Smith in 8th, Luke Wilson 9th, Mitchell Sparrow in 10th, Cooper Wilson in 11th, Brock Gilchrist in 12th. 13th is going to be Matthew Stables and Regan Edwards from 14th position. Yeah, Platsy, we've got plenty of time to take some power knaps. Qualifying, they did 22.6. So I dare say they're getting close to the 23-second mark right now. But again, it's all just another round of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship in what is round number 3 of the season. Next week we travel to Kokomo Speedway. And well, at least it's going to be a lot shorter than what we've got here as the green flag is out. And your D-main will again contested over 14 laps, so an extra 2 laps from what we've seen in the E-main. Murray Howell and Aaron Hatton. Big slider there. Oh, look out. One car into the wall and he got it back and gathered it back going. Look at Luke Wilson up into a 6th and final transfer position. Nearly got tagged there by Regan Edwards in car 49. And the good thing about running him in hosteds, obviously with passworded, 9 out of 10 times, cars that have got the numbers on there are the same as what you see on the iRacing ticker. Banging wheels down into turns 1 and 2. They're 2 and 3 wide again. And this is to get into the show. Regan Edwards is up to position number 4. Make that 5 as Luke Wilson gets on by Regan Edwards. Now got some company with Cooper Wilson. So he's trying to battle not only Luke but also Cooper. He's stuck in the middle of a Wilson sandwich right now. And those 3 drivers looking to go from the E to the D to the C. And if they get to the B, that'll make it a little bit easier, as we'll take more cars from the B. Hayden Vickers just in front of them in car number 15. Your race leader is Murray Howell from Aaron Hatton. This is a good battle as we work down into 1 and 2. 4 down and 10 to run. There's battles all over this big half a mile of a racetrack. Vickers stays above the slick, below the cushion. Here comes Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson, your winner of the E-main. Trying to get a top 3 in tonight's D-main. Meanwhile, challenge for the race lead. Aaron Hatton nearly got by Murray Howell through 3 and 4 there on the previous lap. He gets a run. He looks a little better in turn number 1 and 2. It's probably 3 and 4 where Aaron Hatton is just a little slower than Murray Howell. Goes down low. Again, checks up. And as now we got to 3 now. Yeah, we'll go 3-car battle. As Luke Wilson moves into position number 3. Edwards in 4th. 5th is Cooper Wilson. Hayden Vickers back there in 6th position. Oh, look out what happened. Oh, no. That was Aaron Hatton in the 21. And that takes out Cooper Wilson. And Cooper Wilson, unfortunately, you know what might be coming? You can't park there. And that is a tough break. And what... and now let me explain why we see the yellow. Because it happened in front of the field and it potentially was going to take out more drivers, race control quickly going to throw the yellow flag just to sort of get the racetrack cleared. And hopefully it won't be too long before we get these cars back going once again in your D main. Luke Wilson started 9th, the winner of the E main, now sits in 2nd position. Brock Gilchrist from 12th, finished 4th in the E, runs in 4th position in the D, so he's had a chance to transfer. Yes, I know, all places to park. He had to pick there where he couldn't park. We're just going to take a bite to it because we're in the middle of eating our dinner before. Platty, I hope you get this one. But I've got chicken kebab sticks and James. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to get that reference. Lights are out. 9 down and 5 to run. It's going to be Barry Howell in car number 12 to lead us back underway in the D main. Yes, nice. Handful of laps remaining. That'll move Vickers back up into position number 3. Brock Gilchrist in 4th. Bailey Leeson, Ayrton Smith. Those drivers round out the final transfer positions. As Wilson, that's Luke Wilson, who went to the bottom side in 3 and 4. Brock Gilchrist in car number 10, the team Billabong entry. Trying to run the suit with what is Luke Wilson. Those two drivers, the only two from the E main that look like a potential transfer. In the D. Challenge for the race lead as Cooper Wilson. No, in fact, Cooper Wilson's back in the pits. Sorry, oops, my mistake. Luke Wilson is your new race leader with 3 to run. He just rolls to the bottom side. You gotta wonder, are the Dash drivers, are they watching these races? Are the C main drivers taking note of what Cooper Wilson was able just to achieve? Slide job coming out there from Hayden Vickers, and there goes the 12 of Murray Howell. And I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that one. 2 to run. Slide job by Gilchrist on Vickers. Gilchrist back to position number 3. Here comes Leeson and Smith. 4-car battle for positions 2, 3, 4, and 5. White flag will fly it, and Smith now, he's taking a page out of Luke Wilson's book as he now rocks to the bottom side. A lot of cars back in the pits, unfortunately. In fact, there's only 4. That's not a lot, but working the back straight away for the final time in your D main. 6 more drivers going to advance. Who will they be? We'll find out in probably about 18 seconds time because Luke Wilson's going to transfer. Second will go to Ayrton Smith. Hayden Vickers home in 3rd. Bailey Leeson, Brock Gilchrist. Right at your top 5 and Regan Edwards. One officially come home in 6th position. We'll keep an eye on Marcus Scott in 7th, whether there will be any penalties for that transfer position. And Hayden Vickers does get penalised, so he's going to get shuffled back to position 8, and that will move some of the standings around, in fact. So Luke Wilson, Ayrton Smith go 1 and 2. Leeson and Gilchrist go 3 and 4. Scott and James will go through to positions 5 and 6, and that will be all. And those 6 drivers will go through to your your C main. We are ready for your C main. And we'll take a look at your starting grid. Sam Waddell, Campbell Richards in row 1, Xavier Simmons and Caden Barker, row 2. Row 3, Ricky Brett, Craig Silby, row 4, Jack Groenwald and Caleb Beecroft. Row 5, Max Donnelly and Callum Pratt. Row 6, Luke Wilson and Ayrton Smith. Row 7, Bailey Leeson and Brock Gilchrist. And row 8, going to be Marcus Scott and Cale James. So while these cars get ready to go green, we are going to give you the sights and sounds here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We are going to just mute up. We've just got to get this phone call real quickly and tell them we can't talk at the moment. Alright, here we go. Your C main, 4th last race of the night, but the 2nd last consolation. 6 more drivers getting told they can advance into the B main up next. But we're going to get through 16 laps, plenty of miles. So this is half the distance of a main event. Look out, 1 car around. I believe that's Campbell Richards in the 40 machine. Caleb Beecroft happened to be one of those cars. Oh, look how big Rodford. Oh, excuse me, Xavier Simmons. Massive wreck on the front straightaway. We stay green. Cooper, nope, just kidding. Luke Wilson in the 9 machine. He rolls the bottom through 3 and 4 again. He's up to position, no, well, up to 7th. He was up into a transfer spot 3 wide momentarily. 1 car jumps the cushion, bangs the wall and goes upside down. Pirouettes around. You're not a gymnast, you're in a midget. The 25 of Max Donnelly in the final transfer position. Got Bailey Leeson in car number 30. Leeson trying to follow Cooper Wilson and trying to run the soup. It's gonna be your race leader, Caden Barker. 4/10 of a second over Sam Waddell. Similar gap back to Ricky Brett and Craig Silby. And this 6/10 of a second back to Luke Wilson, Max Donnelly. Bailey Leeson on screen in car number 20. Oh, in fact, it's car 30. There is the 10 of Brock Gilchrist also trying to come from the E main through the C into the B. And again, gets a little easier in the B, although you still got a bunch of fast cars to get through. But you'll take more cars in the B than what we see. Oh, look out, 1 car upside down. It's Sam Waddell. And that now will put the 30 machine of Bailey Leeson, who's on the inside of the 25 of Max Donnelly, into a transfer position. Right now, Brock Gilchrist 1 spot out of a transfer. At this stage, would they finish like this? The only driver potentially to run the soup is going to be the 9 of Luke Wilson. 1 the E, 1 the D. Surely can't win the C, although wouldn't put it past them. 1.5 seconds away from your race leader. We've still got half race distance left to go. Craig Silby ran the big slider line through 3 and 4. What will he do into turns 1 and 2? He'll go low. He'll go to all sorts of crossed up in front of Luke Wilson. And Luke Wilson really had to get on the binders, get off the gas. Otherwise, that could have been disaster for both of them if they're running, or they are running in 3rd and 4th position. Slider line comes out from Luke Wilson. Caden Barker looks good on the bottom into turn number 1 and stays low all the way through 1 and 2. Oh, what's going on with Selby? Selby may have caught that opening. He's gone back to the pits, and unfortunately, Craig Selby, who was in a transfer position, and what that does, that puts Brock Gilchrist. Meanwhile, he's gotten by Bailey Leeson, so Leeson's back to 6. And Brock Gilchrist has got himself a transfer position. So Wilson and Gilchrist showing the boys that they've had their wheat bix. They're here to try and run the alphabet soup. It just means you've got more laps on the racetrack than anybody else. And the drivers that have ran a heat race, an E, a D, and now a C, and what could potentially be a B, should they hold on, will be Luke Wilson. We've got 5 to go meanwhile. Luke Wilson in the 9 and Brock Gilchrist in car number 10. Marcus Scott and Carl James. That driver in the looks to be the 13 machine. That is Marcus Scott. And there is the 23 of Cale James. Both those drivers, they have advanced 8 positions. Bailey Leeson has advanced 7. Gilchrist plus 9, biggest mover through the field. Ayrton Smith now plus 8. Ricky Brett only up a couple of positions. He battles Luke Wilson with 3 to run. Ricky Brett, he's just got the better of it through 1 and 2 on the top side of the racetrack. Tell you what, Luke Wilson and Brock Gilchrist, gee, I tell you what, they've had some airtime here tonight. Two to go, gee, Caden Mark. I wouldn't be testing the waters down there. Not considering you're leading the B main, you're leading the C main, a potential B main spot up for grabs. Do you risk the chance? What do you think? Well, you know what? I've only got 2 laps left to run. Surely you don't risk it for the biscuit. Oh my. We're really trying to test the waters. See how close you can get to that grass. Your SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship C Main about to come to a halt for some of these drivers. Checkered fire goes out, and Caden Parker wins from Ricky Brett in second, Luke Wilson in third, Evan Smith fourth, Bailey Leeson rounds out to top 5, and Brock Gilchrist unofficially will come home 6th position. 7th will go to Marcus Scott. 8th is going to be Cale James, Campbell Richards, 9th Craig Silby. Rounds out your top 10. So Barker, Brett, Wilson, Smith, Leeson and Gilchrist all going to the B. And we're going to take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. It's going to be 18 laps and the top 16 are going to make it through, which means we've got 17 cars, which means 1 car will miss out. So with that, Brock Gilchrist, Luke Wilson, it is a guaranteed one of them will run the E, the D, the C, the B, and the A. It's almost near impossible unless they both get removed. But surely not. D Undergraph, Mark Horton in row number 1. Mitch Fabish and Leo Heaton in row 2. Dylan Cook and Marco Giltrap in row 3. Row 4, Joel Berkeley alongside James McDonald. Row 5 is Tom Storr and Trent Way. Row 6, Stefan Adams and Caden Barker. Row 7, Ricky Brett and Luke Wilson. Row 8, Ayrton Smith and Bailey Leeson. And row 9 is going to be Brock Gilchrist. Here we go, B main action. 18 laps, 17 cars, top 16 go through. Oh, look out, Berkeley. Berkeley's at the tail of the field. Luke Wilson has got the final transfer position. Oh, look out, car around and car upside down. Gets it back on all fours, that is Mark Horton. As he just drove back to the inside, so that looks like it's going to be Mark Horton back to the pit area. Unless for some reason he comes back out. We've got our 16 cars, meaning Wilson and Gilchrist. They will go through. Keep an eye on Giltrap upstairs in that number 20 machine. Your leader, Leo Heaton from Mitch Fabish. Geez, McDonald. No yellows, Patsy. Only admin cautions in the main event. And seeing as though this track is quite long, I'll explain why. Obviously, race control, meaning admin yellows, there's got to be 2 or more cars involved. So those single car accidents, there'll be no yellows. If there's 2 or more cars involved, well, self-explanatory, I'll throw the yellow. It just tries to, you know, clean up the yellows, and I mean, we would have been under yellow if there were yellows in the B mains, or in the consolation race, I should say. No, I think it's a good move, to be honest with you. I like the admin cautions. I feel it's the best. How about Ayrton Smith, meanwhile? In that 64 machine. Started 15th. Second last row on the inside. And he's up to position number 4. I wonder if he's been told that he's already transferring with Mark Horton back in the pit area. But what it means for these drivers is they race for a better starting position. And how about Caden Barker? Your C-main winner trying to dive up the inside there on James McDonald. Is now Barker and Smith. Give it to Barker. So Caden Barker +8. Ayrton Smith +10. Right on the top side is that 64 machine of Ayrton Smith. Just been the gutter rat. Is that 11 machine of Caden Barker. I remember when the midgets used to just rail the top in turns number 1 like a sprint car, and they just rail the cushion all the way around. Now, of course, with the, again, what we call the latest update, we're seeing a lot of drivers just roll that bottom side. And, well, what's that going to mean for the dash drivers? No doubt these dash drivers will be keeping a close eye on how these drivers in the B-main get around, especially keeping an eye on those faster guys, especially your race leaders, just to see where they're running. And maybe comparing lap times. Here goes Trent Way in that Lucas Oil. No, it's not even 4.66. So Giltrap started outside row 3, unfortunately he's fallen back just a couple of positions. There was some contact in turn 1 on lap 1, Elliott. So here comes Trent Way. Oh boy, Giltrap got loose in front of Way. Way, he couldn't get out of the way. There was nowhere to go. Dylan Cook in the 8 machine. How about Luke Wilson? Winner of the E, winner of the D. Finished at a podium in the C. Now top 10 in the B. Yes, Way. You want to play these games? I've got them all day and all night. You should see what I've got in Tom for you. Just look at position 7. You should see what I got in store for you. I'll wait your turn. Let's play a tennis match. Who can get the best puns out of these drivers' names? Watching the 95 of Mitch Fabish. That's okay. Well, I mean, if that's the way you want to go. Heaton, still your race leader. Just let me let me just get to the action just to make sure there's nothing going on, and then I'll come back to you with one. I'll see if I can cook one up. Barker to the inside. Trying to get by James McDonald. So move Caden Barker. Caden Barker started position number 12. After winning the C main. What do you mean? I said I'll see what I can cook up. Have a look who's in 12th position. Dylan Cook. Come on, you can't think you won that easy. There is Marco Giltrap in 15th position. Berkeley's in 16th, so that means he's going to start dead last in this field. We've got 3 to go for Leo Heaton. Favish still runs in 2nd. Barker, position number 3. McDonald in 4th. Smith in 5th. Way, Storr. Then you go back to Wilson. Stefan Adams battling with Ricky Brett. Adams shows the slot. Oh, the Hail Mary into 3 and 4. Ah, yes. I like that one too. I'm not going to lie. I think you may have won. You may have won with that one. White flag is out. Your B main. We'll have a dash up next. Elliot Osborne wins the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Down the back straight away for the final time in your B main. 16 cars out of the 17. Checkered flag and a fly for Leo Heaton. Second going to be Caden Barkovich Babish. Smith, McDonald ran out your top 5. Then you go back to Way, Shaw, Wilson, Adams, Brett your top 10. Leeson, Graf, Cook, Gilchrist, Giltrap, and Berkeley unofficially. And unfortunately for Mark Horton, will be the only driver from the B main to miss out in tonight's main event. So Heaton, Barker, Fabish, McDonald, Smith, Way, Storr. There's no change to it. I've already said it. Unfortunately, Mark Horton only completed a lap. We've got our dash cars getting set to come out onto the racing surface. So once those dash cars come out, now unfortunately, although we've only got 8 cars in the dash, it'll still be 6 laps. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see who was in the lead. You're going to have to go off numbers and what I tell you. So it'll go lined up from heat racing action. So it looks like it'll be Matt McCutcheon. No, in fact, it's going to be Darcy Wilson. I don't know how they're going to go with this one. We'll wait and find out. I'm just going to finish my dinner. Got some chicken and some James. So your dash is underway. 6 laps, 8 cars. There's some contact, and I tell you what, for the first 2 weeks, it's been the Stewart and Inslee show. Now you throw in McCutcheon, and have a look who are right behind the 96 of McCutcheon. It's Stewart on the outside of the 11. Inslee was running the bottom side through 1 and 2. Stewart all over McCutcheon down into 3. Stewart goes to the top. McCutcheon stays right through the middle of the racetrack. He tries to cut back down to the bottom out of turn number 4. At the line, close to a dead heat. McCutcheon and Stewart. Slide job by McCutcheon. Stewart, can he get the run on the inside out of turn number 2? No, but as he tried to go low, opens up the door for Inslee. Slide job for the race lead, and it's a big one. Down into 3 and 4. Nearly 3 wide for the race lead. 3 down and 3 to run. McCutcheon has it by half a car length. Here comes Alec Inslee. Stays to the bottom side and says 2 for the price of 1. Thank you very much. But not for long, because McCutcheon and Stewart both work back to the outside, and boy, oh boy, here comes Inslee, trying to dig it deep and sell it cheap. Stewart and McCutcheon, little contact. Out of turn number 4, we've got 2 to run. McCutcheon to the inside, forces that door wide open. Inslee into the wall, and upside down he goes. Stewart nowhere to go. McCutcheon, your race leader. He'll see the white flag at the start-finish line. And then we're not too far away from your 30-lap main event. McCutcheon looking to put the 96 machine, Team Billabong, on pole here at USA. Your dash in the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. So it seems Customer Poultry and Speed Nation checkers are around. How about Alec Ensley? Rail back to third to the inside on Stewart. Wilson will settle for fourth. And there you see. You just see there at the end there. Ensley just give McCutcheon just a little, how you doing? Just to let him know that he wasn't too happy about that one. Of course, no results for the dash coming up on screen. We'll have to have a look at how they line up in the main event for your first 4 rows. What we'll do, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We're going to play some music, come back in just a few moments' time. You're watching the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship by New Zealand Sim Racing. And so it seems Customer Upholstery along with Speed Nation New Zealand. We'll take a quick break on the other side of this. It's time to go get a hot dog, a hamburger, go get a cold beverage, and just get ready for the main event here live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To roll my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Now we rock the parties and go correct. All settle on time and rhyme connect. That's the right to slogan and good elect. And other rappers can't stand it, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Alright, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV. A nice little short break as we get set for 24 starters, 13 laps in round number 3 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. So it seems Customer Poultry, Speed Nation New Zealand, and New Zealand Sim Racing. I may have already said that, but you know what? It's always nice to mention the sponsors. Round number 3, your main event lineup will line up like this from back to front. In row number 12, it's Joel Berkeley and Marco Giltrap. Row number 11, Brock Gilchrist and Dylan Cook. Row 10, Dion DeGraff and Bailey Leeson. Row number 9, Ricky Brett and Stefan Adams. Row 8, Luke Wilson and Tom Storr. Row 7, Trent Way, Ayrton Smith. Row 6, James McDonald and Mitch Favish. Row 5, Caden Barker, Leo Heaton. And row 4 on through to 3, 2 and 1. We'll have to see how they go and how they line up. So it looks like it's going to be Harry Stewart and Darcy Wilson in row number 1, Jordan McDonnell and Matthew Johnston in row 2, Alec Inslee and Matt McCutcheon in row 3, Graham Smith and Joshua Walton and Graham Smith in row number 4. Round number 3 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. It's time to get dirty for 30 here at USA International Speedway. Quite a few miles on the board and quite a few laps. And look at Jordan McDonnell. Work to the bottom through turn number 1 and 2. Looks for the race lead down the back straight away. Stewart says not just yet. And a couple of handy midget races here already down in the turn number 3 and 4. Lead the way. Slide job by McDonnell. Stewart back to the inside. 3 wide for position 4. I'll make that 5, 6 and 7. Look how many Mark McCutcheon. Gonna go around. Do we go yellow? No, as it seems, we're going to stay green. Stewart, meanwhile, 3 wide on the inside of Darcy Wilson and Matthew Johnston. Johnston caught the wall. Look out, McDowell, you've got some company. Here comes Alec Inslee. He was quick in the dash, but we never got to see the speed that Jordan McDonnell had because, unfortunately, he got caught up. Meanwhile, Walton on the inside, Caden Barker trying to move through the field. How about Joel Berkeley? We go yellow. 2 laps in. Joel Berkeley's gone from 24th to position number 13. Oh my. What an opening couple of laps. Johnston and Adams. 2 drivers already back in the pit area. So hopefully we'll turn the lights off on the iRacing.com pace truck. Now I don't believe caution laps are going to count, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Unless they count. Lights do go out, so the field is in the hands of Jordan McDonald. If we go back, well, once we go back to green, if the caution laps do not count, we'll start lap number 6, but we might have to give it a lap or two to see if they if they don't count. We'll obviously start our 3rd lap, so we could be still very early on in the main event. 2 cars, unfortunately, Matthew Johnston and Stefan Adams both found themselves back in the pit area. In fact, out comes Matthew Johnston right now as the pace truck pulls in, and Jordan McDonnell says, let's go race some boys in the main event. Hensley rolls the top side, and again, he showed phenomenal speed in the dash, and he said last week, pretty sure he said that this wasn't one of his better tracks, so we'll see how that plays out. And if this isn't one of his better tracks, he certainly got this car dialed in nicely as he takes over the race lead at lap number 6. So yeah, caution laps are going to count, but again, for a caution to come out, we're going to have 2 or more cars involved in an incident. And a lot of the drivers so far, they've got a big wide open racetrack. It's basically the Martinsville of dirt, just a little longer. Stewart around the outside, trying to go around the outside of his teammate Darcy Wilson in that number 5 machine. Meanwhile, up front, Jordan McDonnell, again all over the back of Alec Inslee as they go through 1 and 2. Inslee just pulled away from McDonnell there. So Inslee just a little better in turns 1 and 2. We'll see how the drivers fare in 3 and 4, but again, we're still early on in the main event. 8 down and 22 to run. Stewart, look out. Oh, there's some contact with Walton. He banged the cushion. He got that pothole. And oh, look out. There's some contact coming through the field. Smith. And we're going to go yellow. Graham Smith in the 24. Oh, boy. Yeah, Graham Smith, there was certainly some contact, but you go back to the contact, Harry Stewart, Joshua Walton. So caution flag number 2, the lights are out. So lap 11, so 1/3 of the race distance is complete. We close in on half race distance in 4 laps time. McDonnell trying to get a start here on Alec Inslee, as Inslee will lead us down the front stretch. Keep an eye on Darcy Wilson. Went straight back to the bottom, so look out. There's Barker. And I'm not sure who also had contact there. As Barker finds himself at the back of the bus, Matthew Johnston, Marco Giltrap. They're out of tonight's feature events. Wilson and Stewart, the teammates, battling for positions 3 and 4. Well, now you bring in Joshua Walton and Ayrton Smith. Look at the run that Stewart got. He got on the top in turns 1 and 2. So the top in 1 and 2 is certainly the place to be. Stewart protected that bottom side through 3 and 4. Has Stewart found the line early on? How many other drivers are going to use that same line? Well, the top 3 go to the top side in 1 and 2. And look at them. Just put their right rears on the cushion and it just digs and they let her eat. Who's going to go to the bottom in 3 and 4? Inslee and McTonnell go to the top. Stewart has gone to the bottom of that Titan Garage's number 11 machine. Wilson rolled right through the middle of 3. Now to turn 4. He stuck it to the bottom. And have a look at Berkeley to the outside on Joshua Walton. Joel Berkeley looking to go plus 19 at the main event so far. He sits plus 18th in 6th position. Berkeley now gets by Walton. That's plus 19. And Berkeley finished 3rd at Cedar Lake in round number 1. Missed round number 2 last week at Lanier. He's got a very good chance at getting himself onto a podium. He's got a battle behind the teammates of Stewart and Wilson. No doubt those 3 drivers will be working together. We are halfway home. Wilson back to the inside on Berkeley. Gee, Wilson was good there on the bottom side. Well, Walton try the Hail Mary. 16 down and 14 to go. Berkeley to the cushion. Follow Stewart through 1 and 2. Tell you what, Jordan McTonnell, you're about to have company. Here comes Berkeley with a slide job. Gets a little loose. He backed out of it, realised he wasn't going to clear him, and now he's stuck in the middle of no man's land as Darcy Wilson tried the inside out of turn 4. Wilson back to the bottom into turn number 1 and 2. Mid-track at the midway point of 1 and 2. Now tries to go back down to the bottom, trying to get that moisture. Slide job by Stewart on Jordan McTonnell. Gets clear, way clear. And of course, what that forces McTonnell to go to the inside. And that opened up the door for the outside. McTonnell and Berkeley both go to the bottom. Slide job coming. Stewart loses 2 positions. Have a look at Stewart on the inside. That opened up the door on the inside. And Stewart said, you know what? I'll take 2 sliders my way, but you better know two crossovers are coming back at you. 3 wide for the runner-up in the minor placings. Now it's 2 wide. Jordan McDonnell, Harry Stewart. Boy, I tell you what, this is a fantastic race. Here comes Berkeley and Wilson. They are not out of a podium position. Berkeley to the outside on Stewart. Wilson tries to get the run. Down into 3. What a battle between McDonnell, Berkeley, Stewart and Wilson. 4 cars all fighting for runner-up positions. Berkeley nailed the cushion. He just rode it. Who will pull off the Ross Chastain move here at USA International Speedway? McDonnell, that right rear may have just caught the cushion a little too much and unsettled that car. Inslee with 9 to go at the line. Closing in on a heat race distance left in tonight's main event. And look at 1, 2, 3 and 4. They were all on the top side. Here comes Berkeley. Cuts the grass. Slide job. Tries to park it on the nose of Jordan McDonnell. But McDonnell goes back to the bottom out of turn 2. Stewart now to the outside. Look out. Bit of teamwork happening here. Or trying to form. But you know they're not going to give an inch to each other. But they'll certainly respect each other on the racetrack. These drivers know how to get it done. Berkeley and McDonnell make contact. McDonnell hard into the wall. Stewart goes around. Berkeley and Wilson up in the podium positions. Walton sits in 4th. 5th is Anton Smith. Stewart regathers it back in 6th position. Unfortunately, well, McDonnell's back in 9th position. So, tough break for Jordan McDonnell. And we are going to go yellow. Oh, they are definitely working for gyms. Man, I tell you what, if they need some lawn mowing experience, all they've got to do is just ask me and I can show them how to play lawn mowing simulator, Platzi. I mean, I know we're playing iRacing in the simulator game. Boy, tell you what. Oh, Berkeley, McDonnell not happy with each other. So McDonnell going to restart in what looks to be third position. So if McDonnell restarts in third, you got to wonder what the call is from race control and that, why Stewart's at the back. Or why Stewart's restarting. It looks like, there you go, McDonnell's going to go back to his position. Where was he? He was about ninth position, wasn't he? Well, Stewart not happy with Jordan McDonnell either, so some temper starting to flare. And as we tick off another lap under the yellow flag behind the iRacing.com pace truck. Lights do go out. Once we go back to green, the 26th lap will be complete, which means there is 4 laps left to run. So I've already seen tempers flare here at USA. Will there be more fireworks to come? Inslee looking to make it 2 wins in 3 starts. Can he hold on? Berkeley looking for his first win of the season. Inslee looking for his second. Will Wilson, Walton, Smith, Stewart have anything in these last 4 laps, which is still 3 miles around USA? Keep an eye on the 9 of Berkeley. Started dead last. He's plus 22 positions. Inslee has been so good all night long. Berkeley in this main event has just been unbelievable. Wilson goes to the bottom. Through 1 and 2, Berkeley. 0.2 of a second, just over, a little 0.2 of a second from Alec Inslee. Here it comes, the big Hail Mary into turns 3 and 4. And the Hail Mary forces Inslee to get out of the groove on the top side of the racetrack. And now Berkeley to the outside. The popsicle sticks around. 2 to run here at USA International Speedway. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Round number 3. We are a lap and a half away from being completed. Inslee going to protect the bottom down into turn number 3. Who won the slider? Who will get to the cushion first? It's going to be Berkeley and Inslee. Nose to tail. White flag is out. 1 to run. Inslee protects the bottom down into 1. That opens up the door. Berkeley gets the run. Will he cross underneath him out of turn number 2? Inslee holds on to the race lead for the moment. Here comes Darcy Wilson. 3-car battle down into turn number 3 and 4. Berkeley trying the Ross Chastain move. Not going to happen. Out of turn number 4, Alec Inslee. Alec Inslee is going to win round number 3 and make it 2 wins in 3 races. Darcy Wilson home in second. Third on the line, it's going to be Joshua Walton, Anton Smith, Mitch Fabish. Round out your top 5. Oh my, Berkeley tried the Ross Chastain move. Unfortunately, goes upside down. 6 is going to be Luke Wilson. How about that from Luke Wilson? From the E-main to position number 6 in the main event. A phenomenal run. Let's take a look at your feature race results coming up on screen. Alec Inslee gets the win from Darcy Wilson. Joshua Walton, that'll be your podium. We'll chat to those 3 drivers in just a few moments' time. It'll be a quick interview because we've got some modifieds to cover. Smith, Fabish round out your top 5. Wilson, Leeson, DeGraff, McDowell and Brett your top 10. McDonald, Berkeley, Stewart, Cook, McCutcheon your top 15. Then you go back to Storr in 16th. Smith in 17th. That's Graham Smith. Brock Gilchrist, Caden Barker, Marco Giltrap 20th. Matthew Johnston, Leo Heaton, Sapphire Adamson, Trent Way. We mentioned Luke Wilson from the E-main to 6th. How about Brock Gilchrist from the E-main also to position number 18 in tonight's main event. So those 3 drivers raced the heat race. They ran an E, a D, a C, a B and an A. They've turned 1,000,000 laps here. We're going to chat to your top 3 here tonight. Home in position number 3 is your home in position number 1 is your race winner in week number 3 and makes it the second win in just 3 weeks. Alec Inslee, congratulations on another win. You must be stoked at how this season's going for you.
Oh, I'm stoked. I didn't expect to do so well here. I've never run very well here. I've always struggled on the long tracks, like I said in the interview last week. I'm normally decent on the short tracks, but I managed to make that top work, and like I said, I think Cedar Lake, that's where I like to run, and yeah, it worked out for me.
That dash, you guys were running on the top, and then you had some contact, and then all of a sudden you went back to the bottom. So what did you learn in that dash? Because you ran a different line late in that race in that dash than what you ran here tonight in the feature.
Well, I was running the top, and I saw the leaders were kind of checking themselves up there, and they were throwing the sliders on each other, and I found that one lap when I kind of got checked up behind them, I thought I should try something different, go to the bottom, and I think it was either Stewart or McCutcheon threw a slider on each other, and it kind of checked each other up, and it made the bottom work for me, and then I was able to step back up to the top.
Hey, talk about this last 4 laps. I mean, yeah, that was just unbelievable between yourself, Berkeley. I mean, even throughout the course that main event with Jordan McDonnell and Harry Stewart, what was it like, running wheel to wheel with those guys? But how does it feel to come away victorious here in round number 3 once again?
It was a lot of chaos, I got, through game chat and all, I could hear a lot of arguments going on. I think there might have been something that happened on behind me, but I was just kind of trying to stay focused, and yeah.
All right, well, mate, 2 wins in 3 weeks. Next week we go to Kokomo. How do you feel about that one, just quickly?
Oh, actually not really excited for that one either. I've never really done well there either. So, hopefully we can have the same result again and do well.
I was going to say, mate, you said that to me last week, and you come out here and you pretty much dominated tonight. So, who knows how Kokomo is going to play. But, mate, congratulations on a second victory in just 3 rounds, and you've had 2 wins and a pretty good start to the season. Again, it's over 18 weeks, I believe it is. So, Alec, before I let you go, quickly, sponsors, shouts, all that good stuff, buddy. Who makes this happen for you in the 2 car?
Fastlane Esports, Heater Design Studio, Go Sideways TV, 17RC, Sidebite Media, the team sponsors. Yeah, they're real good to me, and thanks to Brayton and yourself for making this league interesting.
All right, there we go. Alec Inslee, your race winner here tonight. We'll chat to Darcy Wilson, who comes home in second spot. Darcy, congratulations on second spot. Well, you were sort of just outside the top 3, but you were right there pestering those top 3 guys all night. You must be happy to come away with a second place finish.
Yeah, pretty happy, Brett. Had really good short pace, I thought. But nah, overall, I think we were really consistent and had a really good car set up tonight, so quite happy.
Hey, teammate Harry Stewart and Berkeley sort of run on the top. You sort of had to sort of find try and look for a different line to make it work. What was so interesting through that middle and that bottom side, especially out of turn 4?
Look, yeah, I could have gone to the top. I just didn't really want to, and I felt really consistent on the bottom and with clean air, so that's kind of the main reason why I stuck down there. And I more had the car set up for the bottom because I don't really like the top here, and yeah, I didn't want to crash, so yeah, we just stuck to the bottom.
Well, your first podium in 3 weeks. It's come at USA. How did you feel tonight at a big track?
Not very confident. I was aiming to just make the feature, so pretty surprising that I got the podium, but hopefully we can get a couple more this season.
All right, well done on second place here tonight. Darcy, before we let you go, of course, sponsor on this race car, people behind the scenes who makes this happen for you in the 5 car.
Yeah, just a big thanks to the boys at United, SimSports, Ulick SimSports, Australian Racing Products, 6 Ballarat, Damo from 87 Creative for the new design, looks really good. Brayton for putting on a great league, yourself for the stream, and just everyone else.
All right, well done on second place. Good luck at Kokomo next week.
All right, cool. Thank you. Hopefully.
Well, sorry, Darcy. I moved you out prematurely. Home in third place tonight is the 81 machine of Joshua Walton. There we go. Joshua Walton home in third place. In fact, we're going to move to a room. Where are we going to go? All right, we'll go down here because apparently some people can't talk about that room. But Josh, congratulations on third place, boy. That was a hell of a race up front. You must have had a pretty good seat in that house.
Yeah, thanks, mate. That was pretty good fun. Yeah. It's pretty treacherous.
Mate, this racetrack was slick from top to bottom. These guys had a lot of cushion to lean on upstairs, but there was a lot of guys, really taking a note out to gyms and cutting that grass. Was that the sort of the place to be if you were going to run the bottom?
Yeah, I didn't really have it set up to run the cushion. I finished with a lot of fuel left over still, so I just had to commit to where I was set to be, and I didn't think it was going to pay off. And in the last few laps, I just started to sort of catch up to the pack again once they started battling, and just capitalised on the opportunity that I had.
All right, well, look, well done on third place. We're still got to get elsewhere to do another broadcast. Josh, before we let you go, of course, sponsor on this race car, mate, people behind the scenes who makes this happen for you in the 81 car.
Yeah, just big thanks to all the NZSR guys for putting this on. It's good to be back after 8-week break to spend some time with the new family and whatnot. 81 Racewear, everyone at Ryco Motorsports, and you guys for putting it on.
All right, well done on third place, and hopefully see you next week at Kokomo.
Absolutely.
All right, there we go. Joshua Walton there, home in position number 3. That will quickly wrap it up because we've got to be elsewhere right now. But round number 3 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship is done from USA. Congratulations to your podium, Alec Inslee, who won tonight's round. Darcy Wilson home in second, and Joshua Walton home in third place. Some big moves quickly through the field. Berkeley plus 11. Luke Wilson plus 10, but again, Luke Wilson had to come from the E-main. Bailey Leeson and Dion DeGraff also plus 11 positions as well. So big movers throughout the field, but that will wrap us up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Until next time, which is going to be in about 5 or 6 minutes time, we're going to be live for the Worth Australia Big Block Modifieds at Limaland. Until next week, we go to Kokomo. We'll see you then. Good night.